To make Kreative Kiwi's baby's bib, I'm going to need a 6x10 hoop. I'm going to be using cutaway and washaway stabiliser, one for each hooping. I've got matching bobbin and threads, my fabrics and batting cut to size, curved scissors and masking or painter's tape. Because this hoop is quite big and I haven't got a lot of room under the camera, I've actually hooped my cutaway stabiliser already. And when I use these large hoops, I like to insert pins around the edge to stop the stabiliser pulling through, because I find that the larger the hoop, the less, or should I say, less grip you get of your stabiliser. I've loaded the strap file into my machine along with my thread and bobbin, and I'm now going to stitch round number 1, which is going to give me the outline. I'm now going to place my batting over the outline. I'm using an offcut here, so it's a little bit tight, but it will fit, it will be absolutely fine. And I'm just going to tape it in place so that it doesn't move during stitching. I'm now going to pop that into my machine and stitch round number 2. Now I'm going to remove the tape and trim up all the excess batting. Next we're going to add the front fabric. Mine's in 2 pieces, so I'm going to place them down and tape, oops, a little bit low there. Tape that down, and now the other side. I'm now going to pop that into my machine and stitch round number 3. I've got my yellow thread in my machine, and next is round number 4, and that's the quilting round. So we're now going to add the backing fabric, and to do that we're going to place the right side of the fabric down towards the hoop. Mine hasn't got a direction, so it doesn't really matter, but just so that you know. I'm now going to pop that into my machine and stitch round number 5 to secure it. Next we're going to cut a 1/4 inch seam all the way round. And I'm going to clip around the edge. So next you're going to turn your straps out the right way. I've already done one, and I've poked the end in here because I'm all fingers and thumbs today, and I'm just going to push that through the right way now. I'm just going to use the curved part of my scissors just to push out the seams. And there they are. I'm going to give them a press before I go any further. So there's my straps all ready to add to the second part. This time I've hooped my washaway stabiliser because it's going to have an embroidered edge, so I don't want any threads or anything showing. I'm placing my cutaway stabiliser on top, and I'm just going to tape that in place so that it doesn't shift during stitching. I'm now going to pop that into my machine. I've loaded the bib part of the file, and I'm going to stitch round number 1, which is going to give me my outline. Now that the outline's stitched, I'm going to trim back my cutaway stabiliser just close to the stitch line. Next we're going to attach the left hand strap, and you want to line up the stitch line there with the stitch line here. I'm just going to turn this on the side so that I can see what I'm doing. And it's going to protrude a little bit over, but that's going to be hidden by the satin stitch afterwards. So now I'm going to take that in place. I'm going to pop that in my machine and stitch round number 2, and that's going to attach the strap to the hoop. I'm happy that that's joined properly, so I'm now going to stitch round number 3, and that's going to take my needle over to the other side where the other strap's going to attach. So next I'm going to attach this strap, and exactly the same again, line up the stitch lines as before, and then tape in place. You can pin as well, but if you do pin, make sure that it's close to your hoop and nowhere near the stitch line. I'm now going to pop that in my machine and stitch round number 4 to secure it. Next I'm going to remove the tape and trim up the excess fabric here. Okay, next I'm going to lay my batting down over the outline, and I'm going to tape it in place. I'm now going to pop that in my machine and stitch round number 5, and that's going to attach the batting to the hoop. Now we're going to trim up the excess batting from all around the stitch line. Now I'm going to add my front fabric to the bib. I love this one, love Dumbo. And we're going to tape it in place. And I'm going to pop that into my machine and stitch round number 6. That's going to stitch the fabric down. Then after that I'm going to do round number 7, which is going to do all the quilting over the front. And now round number 7, the quilting. I'm now going to attach the backing, so I'm going to place my fabric over the outline and tape it down. My fabric's very, very thin, so I'm using 2 pieces here. I'm now going to pop that into my machine and stitch round number 8. Now we're going to trim up all the excess fabric, so I'm just going to remove my tape. Now that that's all trimmed up, I'm going to pop my hoop back into my machine to stitch round number 9, and that's going to do all a decorative satin stitch border all around the edge of the bib. And I've also put my variegated thread and matching bobbin into my machine ready. Okay, let's free this from the hoop. I'm just going to set my hoop aside, and next we're going to get rid of all the excess stabiliser. I'm just going to use some warm water and a paintbrush. Just go around the edges. I'm going to attach some cam snaps to the bib so that it can be fastened. I've measured 1 finger's width and marked on the middle stitch line of the quilting here with my chalk pen on both sides, and I'm going to overlap it like so, so you have 1 each side, but I'm going to put the snaps in such a way that it can be let out as well. So I'm going to have the 2 males on one side and the 2 females on the other. So to do this, I've got my stabby tool. It's actually, I've been asked quite a few times about this. It's actually a clay sculpting tool that I got in my local craft shop, and they sell them individually there, but I have seen them in sets on Amazon, but they're a really useful tool. Okay, so I'm going to start off by piercing where I've marked. And I'm going to put one of the flat pieces with the spike on through there. I'm going to turn it over, and with the flat end of my tool I'm just going to push that down so that the fabric sits properly on the spike. And I've got my tool here ready, and I'm going to put the female piece onto the spike, and then that sits in the smooth part sits in the black cup, and the female part will go inside the top piece there. I know it's not very technical terms, but that's the best I can do, I'm afraid. So that's now attached, and next I'm going to go bring that round, and I want to position this piece here, so I'm going to make a hole in it. But this time I'm going to put the spike in from the back. I'm going to push that down again with the other end of the tool. And I'm going to seat a male on this piece. Like so. And then this is going to cross over slightly. So I'm now going to turn this over. Whoops. And I can feel where the female part is, and I'm just going to poke my tool through there, preferably trying to get it on the actual middle stitch line. Might be helpful. Okay, and I'm going to push another spike through there. Oops. It's a bit fiddly. And I'm going to put another male on there. Like so. So now that can actually snap onto that one or that one. And I'm going to snap that on there for a minute. Okay. And I'm going to fill through here. For the middle of the male piece underneath. And poke this down. My hands aren't working very well today, I've got no strength in them. And I'm going to seat the female on that. And there we are. Just move these tools out of the way. These can now snap on. And my bib is complete. And there we have our super duper, really cute baby bib. I hope you enjoyed this stitch along. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to be notified of new videos as they're published. Do go along to Kreative Kiwi's Facebook group. They're super friendly over there and we'd love to see your makes. And thank you very much for joining me.